Welcome to the Fan Club YouTube channel. Please make sure to subscribe, like this video, and comment down below. I thought about leaving it there. Are we recording right now?
Yeah.
I thought about leaving it there, and I just didn't think that it was that good of an idea. Because I just thought, what are the chances that Conor comes to his stall and does anything with that hoodie besides saying, what the heck is this?
Right. And who knows if, like, we leave it there and, like, their team comes in and kind of cleans up after, and they're like
that.
You can't leave stuff for players.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
that was my
right
shot.
to the lost and found bin. That would have been great if we asked her.
And I think
we could still.
If we knew that we were going to be going down to the locker room after the game, then yeah, maybe now I'm going to think in the future of like preparing that of like if we go to another NHL team and we're visiting, okay, can we have a little PR box with a note for that player and then leave it there? I think that would be cool.
We should do that.
Cool to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun that we can do that with like No Bad. Not many other brands can like get access to just teasing that out.
Is it too late to even ask like if that's possible to
probably
send Bedard like a package to
send
the
him
rink?
Bates's hoodie?
Yeah. Yeah, send him Bates's hoodie.
Sorry, Batesy.
I don't think it's too late. Oh, like we don't have one. Sorry. For this collection, yes.
I'd give him mine right
yeah.
off the bat.
Yeah, I would give him mine too.
Yeah, and that's also what I was thinking in Chicago was it was a used hoodie. It was a worn used hoodie.
Give him a hand-me-down.
He would have smelt it.
Smelt the deep dish on
No, it was Cuddy's.
Yeah.
I was gonna
He
say,
would have liked it.
I
Probably.
feel like
Had good
Bedard,
cologne on that thing.
Bedard, since he's like 18, I feel like he would understand the PR process. Because I feel like that's like something he like would understand, opposed to like a Foligno, where he's like, I don't have TikTok or Instagram.
I think we would have to, from a business standpoint, and legality standpoint, make sure there's a player that doesn't have a clothing deal, because I think he's with Lulu.
True.
So he wouldn't even be able to post it probably.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So we'll have to make a plan next time we go. Pick a player like Foligno.
Yeah, I guess maybe Foligno was the best guy because he has no ties to anything. He's a nomad.
I don't think he's got a clothing deal.
Yeah, and what I was thinking with like that too, in No Bad, it would have to be because even if you give it to Conor Bedard to leave it in his stall and he does wear it, it's I guess word of mouth of he's probably no matter what not post. He doesn't post on his social media anyway, so the chances of him like casually posting a story and he's wearing it is slim because I don't think he ever even would post a story. But that's when let's just say for the Wild and we know Devin, maybe there's player walk-ins or practice. We're like, hey, if any of these guys are ever wearing it, would love if you snap the photo and just sent it to us if they're okay with that, and then we can use that of like Wild coming in for morning skate, wearing No Bad, and that's where it would be easier for us, I guess, to get the content from it too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Get Pat Maroon walking with the hoodie, because he does that. Not necessarily with like clothing stuff, but like, who's that guy?
Devin did say that the Wild love doing their walk-in photos. So
well, that's what we did last year. We did the walk-in stuff.
Yeah, that was so funny. We collabed with them before the game.
Because were we in their IG carousel too?
Yeah, it was a full collab. It was a real post.
It was us walking in, and then they walked in their suits.
Yeah. Were we like intermixed with like the team? Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I remember that. Their fans didn't like that too much. That's what I remember from it.
Hockey fans don't like anything.
Anytime we're on anyone's IG, there's some fans that do not like it.
Well, welcome back to the fan club, everyone. We are briefly discussing our new ideas with No Bad and our Chicago trip. We had a chance to head to the Blackhawks locker room after the game, and Lawson snapped a photo of a No Bad hoodie in Bedard's stall secretly.
Yeah, I sent it to. I first sent it to our group chat, and I just said, "It's No Bad." First signed No Bad athlete, and just had the photo of the hoodie in Bedard's stall. And then I sent it to like a couple of my friends and sent it to Emma just as a joke.
You sent it to Sherwood?
I actually, yes, I'm going to send it to Sherwood too. I think that they would find that hilarious because we did send a No Bad hoodie to our friend Gage from Sherwood, and like his text back was so positive. He loved the hoodie and had so many nice things to say about it. So
he was fired up about that text to you because he messaged me back on Instagram. He's like, I sent Lawson a huge text about it. Make sure he shows all you guys.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was fired up.
That was so cool actually to see that message from him. But that's why, yeah, now because Bedard's with Sherwood too, Sherwood athlete. So just as a joke, I'll send that to Gage. Say that he's a no bad athlete too.
Maybe that's what we do. We tell Gage to slide a sticker pack and a hoodie in with his next Sherwood box.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Hey, can you put a no bad sticker right on your twig?
Hey, put it on the back next to your bell tire because they got their bell tire
On the
stickers on their
helmet.
helmets. Give him a
Sneak
no
it
bad.
on there.
Yeah, we should have stuck one to his helmet.
Little Easter egg.
I think maybe we make those no bad helmet stickers for players.
That's-
Hey, and you know what? It actually works out well because in hockey they have the stop sign on the back, so you don't get hit from behind. And no bad is the X. It means no, like don't hit.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. It could actually work, and
Yeah.
it's got some use to it.
You know, instead of Nick, because I don't know if Nick Foligno has social media, and we had the chance to talk to him a little bit after the game in the dressing room. Super nice guy. We got to hit up Marcus, I think.
Yeah, I mean, because Marcus, he's like more of the fashion guy.
Yeah, he's
Like
very active on Instagram.
Yeah. No, just before I lose this thought, that should be an untapped market that we should get into is the stickers on the helmets for the youth kids, like Dave's cousins that were coming up after the game when they were skating in between the Blackhawks periods. Imagine them having some no bad stickers on those helmets.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I think that would be
Sweet.
cool. Do kids still put stickers on their helmets these days?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I did as a kid. And I still think that they
Did you have like different NHL teams on your helmet?
not to that extreme, but
Remember
maybe when I was like super
we
young.
had those benders who would put like Boston Bruins logo or like a Red Wings logo
Yeah.
and they're just all over their helmet.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever
I would
did
buy
put
the
stickers.
numbers for the mailboxes at like a hardware store.
I do that
and
too.
I'd like the sticker pack, and I just put whatever number I had on the
Yeah.
back of my helmet.
The number
Oh.
on your helmet is always cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big deal growing up when you got the number sticker and the team logo sticker
Yeah.
on the sides.
That's
Like
a big deal.
I remember for I think AAA, we got that for the first time when I was probably 10, 12 years old. And then when you go back to like your winter team that they're not as cool, right? They don't do that stuff. You're the player that comes back, put your helmet on in the locker
Helmet
room. You're
stickers.
like, "Oh, that guy's got helmet stickers and he must play for a good team in the summer." I remember
That kid's good.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. No bad helmet stickers coming soon. We'll work on something.
Yeah, we got to get a team. Wonder how much a helmet ad is, since it's fairly new.
Like what
in
do
the
you mean?
NHL.
Oh,
They only started putting helmet stickers on like 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot.
Yeah.
that would be. I would actually like to see that. How much for helmet sticker? Like, what's that jersey sponsor cost? What is it?
Millions.
Mhm.
Millions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you
sure.
don't see any small brands on the helmets.
That's one thing that I think is so interesting, like when you're watching NHL games on TV, seeing all the ads that they put on the glass, the ice, the boards, like how it's all like photoshopped into the actual live game, and then when you go there, like you don't obviously see any of that stuff. It's kind of funny that they just like sponsor everything that they possibly can.
Yeah, that's such a evolution of it too, because how long ago was it when the boards were just like the actual sponsors in real?
Oh, right.
Like I didn't realize when they made that change, to be
TV's
honest.
different.
Like I had
Different, yeah. TV they literally Photoshop the stuff on the glass, on the
Nothing
boards.
you see on the boards is typically what you see in real life.
How weird is that?
Because during the game, the whole arena will be one company
Mm-hmm.
on TV.
Yeah.
But when you're there, it's like 80 different things.
Mm-hmm. More like local to like Chicago, for instance.
that is smart. That's how you squeeze the most out of that. Because if you're watching on TV, it doesn't need to be a Chicago pizzeria ad on the board because you're not there.
You're watching it on TNT. You're like, oh, Discover.
Yeah, exactly.
Discover's on the wall. But if you think too hard about the ads on the boards, then when you're watching the game on TV, that's what you just watch. You won't even look at the game.
True.
It'll start distracting you a little bit.
Very true. So let's talk about the we just had No Bad launch earlier this week. Wait, what day is it today? It is Thursday, and we launched on Saturday, and then we packed orders on Saturday too because, man, it went well, but there was obviously some new challenges for us because it was the first time that we've ever done our own fulfillment and drop like this. I think overall it went well though. Like we sold out of our hoodies within 2 or 3 hours of like every single size. So that was really cool. And then pretty much the guys just got right to packing, and we spent 12 hours here. I think I was here from 9 to 9. So we were just here all day, and it flew by, and it was actually a really fun day.
Yeah, I can't believe hasn't even been a week yet. That seemed like that was so long ago.
I know.
But yeah, there's definitely challenges. All challenges that you just don't see coming until they're actually hitting you. Like the main challenge that we noticed was the maroon hoodies especially were being oversold, which means the Shopify store was not selling them out on the actual website when people are ordering them, even though the quantities were actually gone. So we had to go and put that fire out right away, find all the last orders of everyone who ordered the maroon hoodie, and then contact them, email them. And luckily everyone was very understanding. There was no harsh emails back, or I'm sure people were upset. I know I would have been, but sadly that's just another thing that we learned to overcome. So for next time that won't happen, and if that did happen to you, we appreciate you understanding.
It's kind of funny how just like we had little departments throughout like that specific day of like the drop day, because like the warehouse guys of like me, Will, and Cuddy, the challenges and problems were so minor for the blue collar warehouse boys. Like, I mean, obviously you guys are battling behind the scenes, like with the fixing the over like selling aspect of it. But for us, like it was just like on to the next packing of the orders. Like we didn't have very many challenges or hurdles throughout our like launch day experience.
Just a slow Wi-Fi.
That was it.
Malfunction.
Yeah, we had a lot of bodies in here that day.
Yeah. It was hot, hey?
Bodies.
And on top of that, like, it was one thing that there's a lot of people here, but as soon as we started piling all the orders, like, on the ground, like, the actual amount of space in here for the people was, like, so small.
Yep, we got a lot of notes on how to do it better next time.
Mm-hmm. I think.
And, I think just the number one for me is I was so happy with how people got orders by Monday.
It's so cool.
And we packed them on Saturday. And they probably a lot more people would have got them on Monday, except like we chose to drop on a Saturday. Post offices are closed on Sunday. Most people chose priority mail in the shipping, so obviously we couldn't drop anything off on Sunday. But that was a big positive, and we were super happy to hear that. There's pictures of people putting them on their stories on Monday afternoon. Right? Yeah, less than 48 hours after they were put in a bag.
I think the one of the most positive things that I had no idea what to expect with it, but I think that with the amount of people that I have gotten texts from just that have said positive things actually about how the hoodie feels is really, really good, because I did not know. Like, I know I liked it, and I thought it felt like a good hoodie, but I think that has been a theme of a comment from the PR that we sent to and people that have worn it. Like, honestly, going out of their way to send a text or just to say, like, this is actually a really good quality hoodie or soft and those things. So that was a really positive.
Yeah, we got a really nice text from Mike Grinnell from Spit and Chicklets, and he's obviously worked with his clothing brand with Spit and Chicklets and Pink Whitney and gone through tons of different designs and feels and qualities, and he loved it, absolutely loved it. So that was a nice message to get back to.
I wish we had 500 more in there right now.
Yeah, well, that's what we were saying after like the day kind of ended. It's like very satisfying packing the orders, but then it just like kind of makes you like, wow, I want to keep doing this for years and years.
Every day I wish we could come in, print some orders, and let's like ship out 20 orders a day. That'd be awesome.
Why do you think that is? Like, why do you want to do it for years and years, or why did you like?
It's just
like it's work,
Yeah.
but why do you like this work so much? Where you're just hungry for more?
because you're giving something to someone. Like, it's basically instant gratification.
Mm-hmm.
One, for us to pack the order and see it come in and be like, oh, this one's going to Alabama, this one's going to Florida, this one's going to Singapore. We had some Singapore orders.
Really?
Yep.
And just like being able to provide something quickly to someone feels good.
Yeah, and for me, it's just like you're kind of like closing the loop on it, because like as soon as that seal is closed and you put it in like the delivery pile, it's like really the rest of it's out of your control, and it's like you finish like that whole process that started, I don't know when you guys started, months ago. So it's just like that finishing, and then like Will said, seeing like people's like positive responses and getting that gratification. We only got one bounce back address so far too that is remembered.
Mm-hmm.
So far we're just got one we got to fix the address for.
And that was a PR, luckily. Wasn't a customer.
Okay, so you're running at 99.9%.
We're close. We had a few discrepancies.
Close to perfect. And I think the story, just my little hurdle that I hopped through, that was a story from drop day, was that it was like the most negative way to start drop day, and I don't normally get my heart to drop like this. It's like it happens once a quarter, maybe twice a year. But this morning was a time where it did it again, and it was when I walked into the office at around 9:30, and we had washed some T-shirts that had gotten dirty in the manufacturing process. So we just wanted to see if we can clean them, and they're hanging on the rack. And I walk in and I look at these shirts, and they had kind of like shriveled up a little bit, but the patch that was on there had started to like tear away a bit, and I saw that, and it was like instant, oh my goodness, we're supposed to sell a bunch of these today. And I try to find a solution for it, but just realizing that truly there's no solution for it besides not selling these shirts. And that did not feel good, and it got me kind of like in the dumps for a little bit before we actually launched. But we decided, not to sell them, and thankfully we're getting new ones, like new and better ones back, right, Frizz?
Yeah, we're updating how the front X was designed or put onto the shirt. So we're going to get the No Bad shirts on the website as soon as possible. And if you missed out on a hoodie or even just want to grab something else for the collection from the first drop, we're restocking those soon, and stay tuned for the updates.
Heck yeah.
More packing, boys.
Let's do it.
There's going to be a limited amount, probably 70-ish, 75 shirts, so they'll go quick.
We're going to crush it, though. You're going to get them within 4 days, max. Yeah. Unless you're out of the U.S., might take a little longer.
Yeah.
That's out of our control.
So I was the second one in here, like in the office that day, and I opened the door, and I was like kind of starting the vlog. Like I was just like, come with me for like this day, and I had my camera rolling. Opened the door slightly, and I saw Lawson. He was like looking at these T-shirts like really close to his face. He was feeling them, and he was on speakerphone with someone. So I turned my recording off because I knew like something like was off, and then like it was just like 2 steps in the door. I hear Lawson just like talking in a very like concerned voice and about these T-shirts.
Yeah, my first instance was me, Ellie, and Cuddy had this plan, this secret warehouse boys plan. We were gonna walk in with like bibs and overalls on. We're gonna make a grand entrance, and I texted them. I was like, "Are we meeting in the parking lot? Like, where are you guys?" Because I was sitting out there for a few minutes, and Yelly just said, "We had a code red. Just go inside."
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, the Warehouse Boys has their own separate group chat.
Yeah.
That's so funny that, people probably, or you guys probably saw, like, it wasn't quite, like, Will brought in, did you bring Duncan that day? Or no? I think you might have.
Look, you brought a couple.
I can't. Okay, no.
But I came in
Anyway,
just
I didn't really,
rock.
I don't even think I said hi. Rory brought Duncan. Yeah, like, I was so, like, focused and, like, I was like wasn't worried about talking to anybody. Like was just kind of in a weird state there. But yeah, I called my mom right when that happened. That was the one person I phoned. I'm like, for one, she knew about clothing material. Like she washes. Obviously, my mom has done laundry and stuff, and I can rely on her to give me some asks about why something shrunk or not. She would know better than me. So I called her about like, can you help me? Like, what is the issue here? Is it because Cuddy washed it in warm water? Is it because are these supposed to shrink so much? And like, what was going on? So thanks, Mom, for the help on
I
give
felt
me some advice.
when you texted asking me how I washed them, I felt like I was in trouble, like I did something wrong.
You could feel it
Like,
going, eh?
yeah, I could just sense it through my phone. Like, oh shoot, this day's starting off not how I expected it. Better get my butt to work and figure out what's going on.
When you called your mom, what was her like reaction? Was she concerned too with how when you were describing what happened and what was going on? Was she freaking out as well?
No, she wasn't freaking out. I was pretty calm, I would say, just trying to, once we kind of knew that, she clarified that I guess the shirts were messed up, which was second eyes on them. And she's like, yep, those are not looking good. And then I was like, well, I'm trying to figure out, was it because we washed them in super hot water, or was it because they're just like messed up the way they were made? And then that's when I asked Cuddy, I was like, how did you wash them? And it didn't seem like it was like didn't wash them hot. He washed them warm.
I washed them like medium temperature.
Yeah.
Just a normal regular wash.
But yeah, then no, she wasn't worried. I mean, that's about all I got to say about it, really.
Yeah, it was just a fail.
Yeah.
And got to fail to learn.
Yeah. And then right after that, boom, we got a group road trip to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Seriously, right after. We came in here on Sunday and finished up a lot of the orders. Monday, right when the post offices opened, we took the remaining orders that were not shipped out yet. Everything was packed, dropped them all off. We had a funny experience with the guy. It wasn't really a post office. It was more like just a package drop center, which is honestly better, I think. Just this little dude who came out. He didn't speak great English.
What was his hat again that he had on? Stay wild, I think it
Yeah, it
said.
said stay wild. He was really funny. And we just walked in he's like, we have some prepaid packages to drop off. He's like, where?
Yeah, we didn't bring any
'Cause we didn't have
packages
them. We
in
were
with
in the
us.
car. He's like, I don't see them. And then we brought them, and they got shipped out.
Yeah.
And then we made a coffee run, loaded up Jarvis, which is Lawson's mom's Ford Expedition. We call it Jarvis because it's got a lot of technology to it. Parks
much.
itself. It keeps you in the lines. I don't know where Jarvis came from. Lawson just named it that.
It's from Iron Man.
Okay, there we go.
I get it now.
Yeah.
No, I legit thought, because you know, like cars, like when you turn them on, sometimes they legit have a name. And I thought that was the name of the car.
Jarvis.
Oh, I wouldn't have known that.
Fun fact.
Just load it up.
Yeah.
There we go. Now we know.
It's just Mr. Stark's personal computer that he talks to, and it doesn't
I
does
get it.
tasks for him.
Makes sense. That checks out.
Well, Jarvis was a champ because Jarvis brought us all the way to the Windy City.
Yep.
Yeah, normally when you get those bigger vehicles that hold a lot of seats, the back seats are usually always the worst spot crammed, but that was a very comfortable ride, I'd say, if not one of the most comfortable road trip rides. Like, I was in the back seat the majority of the time, and I was never really feeling like too uncomfortable with the length. And
I sat with you in the back.
It was chill
on the way home, and it was cool.
Yeah, it was the highest, most high-tech car I think I've ever driven in my life. The thing you didn't even have to touch the steering wheel.
You're a good driver.
Yeah, I did a lot of the driving. I didn't really care either. I like driving. It got long at the end on the way home. That was like when I started to get a little cranky, but
Yeah.
other than that, it was pretty smooth sailing.
I was a little quiet in the back towards the end. I was just like this. Get me out of this car.
It's like I kind of ran out of stuff I wanted to like talk about. I didn't want to talk to anyone, but I was the driver, so you're kind of like obligated to like say stuff every now and again.
You just kept going. Yeah, cut a good song. Turn this one up.
Yeah, Cuddy did have a great playlist going there.
I was
at
just
the
trying
end.
to keep the driver happy.
You must have known because there's no way that was your shuffle. You were queuing up songs that you knew I liked.
Oh yeah, I was queuing up songs for about 2 hours.
This guy knows me too well.
Me and Cuddy were playing Battleship, the text Battleship back and forth just because we were
Passing time.
passing time at the end. Couldn't beat them.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was just hanging. I rode shotgun every single time we hopped in that car, which was nice.
It's a
It was
great
really,
seat.
It was kind of like I had Yelly was my driver, and you were funny in the driver's seat too, because he was once he gets behind the wheel, he gets a little bit more mean than I've seen him.
A little mean.
That was
A little
good.
vulgar.
I was telling you guys, like, I could see myself working for the Secret Service, being the president's driver. That's what I legit felt like. I felt like I was driving around some very important, influential people all weekend. Lawson was on his computer with headphones. Like, I thought I was, like, on a mission to, like, help this guy, like, run the world or something.
Yeah.
So Lawson, yeah, what was the reason and the why behind everything we actually went there?
Yeah,
for?
the whole Chicago trip was really cool. How it actually just, honestly, the fact that it happened was kind of amazing, because it was somewhat of a crazy idea. I felt like there was 10% chance that we could do it and make it happen, and the idea was, I think we were just talking about in early October with No Bad. We're like, okay, we want to launch this brand sometime in November and December. Like, we want this brand to be a brand that is kind of getting people into the game and collabing, and not just for like hockey people, but for other people that do similar things to us as like on social media, but kind of related to sports too. So we're like, okay, what ideas can we come up with? And like Jackson Olson is one of like the best examples of No Bad and what the brand supports. It's like people that are doing things like the things that he's doing is so aligned, and we're like, we want to do something with them and do it with No Bad, and give him a hoodie and take him on this experience and share him the sport of hockey, and then that whole thing could tie together and be really cool. So we planned to do this before the drop, and it turned out that the timing of it and his schedule, we could actually make it happen, but it would only be happening in December, which was just after a drop. But we're like, okay, whatever, like that's fine, because I think just with like THG content in the collab, it'll be great. And then like we'll get some No Bad content with No Bad, and we'll give him the hoodie then, and it'll still just be good overall for the sake of like the whole brand and everything. So that's kind of why we went to Chicago. Turns out he could make it work, and we talked to the Blackhawks. We thought that was a good location because we could drive there. We had some connections with them, and they obviously have like one of the nicest facilities out there.
Mm-hmm.
So a really good spot for Jackson to go, because Jackson has never been to a NHL game in his life. So
Yeah.
we got the honor to take him to his first one.
I feel like taking someone to a pretty big hockey city is important too for a first game.
Yes.
Chicago has that.
Exactly.
Yeah, he got the whole 9 yards of a game experience for sure. Went to
Yeah.
a shootout, so
Yeah.
he saw everything.
Yeah, we'll dive into that yet, but
How
basically,
what do you think of our first interaction with him?
it's funny. Typical like hockey player hotel room antics.
Should have given him a leaner.
Yeah, we should have actually. We should have. Whose idea was that? Because we knock.
Yellies.
We
it was
knocked on
Yellies.
his door and ran away.
Yeah. I was legit just joking with that idea. Like, I wasn't being serious at all. I was basically just like, let's just leave the box on his door and leave a note saying like, hey, we'll see you in the morning. Like, just completely not even like talk to him. But I mean, the idea was actually kind of funny how it all played out, where we just left the PR box at the base of his hotel door and first knocked and ran away basically, and got his raw reaction of opening the door to the PR box.
Yeah, that was a funny video. He opened the door, kind of peeked around, and then saw what was on the ground, and then he kind of said, what did he say? Oh, I'm going to pretend there's no cameras pointing at me.
Uh-huh.
And then we just ran up to him and
Said
met him
hi.
for the first time, yeah.
And then also in that interaction, that was the first time that he found out that Lawson was bunking with him too for the 2 nights we were there.
Oh yeah.
That was funny because we had some hotel rooms, and me and Yelly were talking to him beforehand, just like making sure everything was organized. But I think Yelly didn't. We never told him that I was his roommate. I think he might have thought that he was bunking alone. Yeah, I don't know. You just forgot to tell him that, hey?
I forgot to tell him, but he got there like 3 hours before us, and I like after like the fact when he said I'm checked in, I'm in the hotel room. I'm sure he probably would have known because he had 2 beds in his room, obviously, and like he legit had no idea that Lawson was staying with him until Lawson basically brought his bags down there.
Yeah, so then it was like,
Hey, Rumi.
I'm staying with you. Luckily, he didn't mind.
No,
Good thing.
It was honestly probably the best case scenario because you guys were talking the longest prior to like this even like coming to existence. Like you had text chains that you were pulling up from like 4 years ago that you and him were like texting back and forth, encouraging each other and kind of like saying like, "Oh, good job." You're blowing up. Yeah, me and Jackson did talk before the hockey guys even existed, and so it was cool to actually get to like hang out with him for once. And he's a great guy. It was really fun to talk about even content. Got to talk about Bananas, but also just like content and his brand and how he does things, which I had so many questions to ask him. I probably annoyed him a little bit, but it was really fun to just learn of how he does things. Because every time I talk to a creator, they all do things different, like where they film their videos, how they do it. Like he does it in TikTok and like little things like that, like brand deals. How's that going for him? So in general, just was really cool, and I loved it. And then the next day is when we kind of dove into taking him on his first hockey roller coaster experience in Chicago, starting off with some of the new series that we started, which is the Hockey Guys Hockey School.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. He said that he practiced, I think, a day or two before we met up with him for the first time. So by the time he got on the ice with us, he might have been a little bit better, but he definitely had a long ways to go. But he was a great sport about everything, always kind of doing everything with a laugh, even when he would kind of mess up. So that was pretty funny taking him along throughout the day with teaching him different skills. Fighting, shooting, skating forward, stopping, a couple falls in between all those.
Yeah, I was thinking, I think it would have been a lot funnier if we all were in full gear for this, because Lawson mentioned it. It's like when you're a beginner skater doing like all these stuff like fighting, shooting, skating, stopping, it's like he would have taken it a lot harder if he had like some protection, because like if you're just constantly thinking about wiping out on ice, it's like you kind of get a little more hesitant about like taking it, like because I was teaching him how to stop, and if you don't know how to stop, it takes so long to like learn how to stop, especially if you don't have equipment on.
For sure. So yeah, we took him over to the Blackhawks practice rink, laced him up, got him ready to go, and was very glad he didn't hurt himself. Seriously.
No, same here. I think I kind of realized after that was how hard like hockey actually is, because I think we might take it for granted a little bit.
We do.
Like, I forgot that it's not the easiest thing just to stop. And then like we were all ripping around the ice, like flying, and you guys make it look so easy. Even in rental skates, like rental skates are so hard to skate in.
Yeah, that's like every single time you hear if you say, "Oh, have you skated before?" Like, "Oh yeah, I could skate. I just can't stop." But then like none of us, I mean, I personally don't ever remember learning how to just stop.
Well, that's the thing about hockey. Hockey's a sport where you learn it when you're young if you're good. It's really hard to learn when you're older, because like trying to pick up hockey at 25 compared to like when you're 3, just like falling and not knowing, you're just like falling over the place. You're like, that's fun doing that. It's not fun falling when you're 26 on your rear end.
Like I remember learning when to shoot and stick handle or even skate backwards, but like stopping, it just seems so natural and such like an easy thing to do. But I'm telling you, that is the number one thing people can't do when it comes to skating, and it's kind of hard. You think you just have to literally do it over and over and over again. And
it's all reputation.
Yeah.
The more you
it's all about how
reputation.
Reputation.
Got a reputation.
Repetition.
There you go.
Reps. See, it took him
I
3
got
reps
you
to get
guys.
that one right.
It took me 3 reps.
I do think that what other sport would compare, because it's not just stopping, because when we did the shooting with him too, you have to have balance, and even to he's a baseball player, but it shows how even if you can you need hand-eye and stuff, but since you're on skates and you have to take a slap shot, you're still swinging, I guess, and a lot of the movement's the same, but because you're on skates, he actually couldn't shoot.
That's
Which
another
you
thing.
think from a baseball player you could, but the hockey part just makes it.
Your feet kind of move naturally as you're taking a shot too. So it's
Yeah, you're never standing still.
it's hard to teach someone who isn't a great skater or great on ice in general. It's hard to teach them that your feet are just going to move naturally.
Yeah.
And it's not going to feel natural to him. He's going to feel completely off balance, but
Yeah, well, you just said it. That's why hockey's so hard, because it's such unnatural human movements. You're on skates, you're
Yeah.
not walking or running. You got a stick in your hands. There's just so many unnatural movements. Football, you run. All those main big sports are you're doing
it's
human
natural.
movements.
Yeah.
You're not on freaking blades ripping on frozen water. That's why it's hard.
He did it. He was a good sport, and
You film some cool content too.
Hopefully he can become a better skater.
Yeah.
So next time he's ripping around.
Are we good coaches or not good coaches?
I think we're pretty good.
I didn't teach him how to stop. I failed him. I got an F for coaching.
Mine was forward skate, so
Yeah.
he was running on the ice, and I was telling him to skate.
He had
not
his
run.
final exam right when we left the ice, because we were doing the stopping thing, and it got to the point where he's like, let's go do something else. So we told him all right, we just stop at the end. That'll be the last thing you'll do for the teaching aspect. And so that was his last thing he had to do, was go to the board, stop at Lawson filming, and he came down the boards, and that's when he had his big wipeout on his
Big
rear.
wipeout to end the day.
And he got a
Drilled his elbow.
I thought that he was acting. I couldn't tell. I was like, I know I'm filming this, and it was just silence for 5 seconds when he hit the ice, because I didn't know. Wait, are you hurt right now? Are you trying? Was that on purpose? And then we just went silent. And then he said something, and it was an accident, but he played it off really well.
Yeah, it looked like it was staged.
It was not.
I know. But it just the way he ran into the boards and fell after that, it looks staged.
Yeah, I think
But-
he was genuinely hurt for a second.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Well,
Once
that's
you
the
talk to
thing.
him.
He got the true hockey injury landing on your elbow, because he was saying hours after it, he had a little that fluid. I don't know if it's fluid pocket, but
Yeah.
you get that little thing on your elbow when you hit it all the
Yeah.
time on the ice. He got a little taste of that.
Huh.
Yeah, he's probably hurting today at camp.
Yeah.
And he even shedded some blood after his little
Yeah.
fight with the dummy.
Yeah.
He got it. He got the experience, and maybe it'll translate a little bit to baseball this year. Some of his hockey skills. He'll definitely be one of the toughest players out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should fight.
We'll have to, because he brought up a few times for us to go out to a Bananas game, so we're gonna have to do that for sure this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm. Down
Maybe
to
we'll get on the
Savannah.
field. Maybe we'll be on the field too. Frizz will be shooting a slapper at Stiltsy or something.
And after practice, we went right over to the United Center to catch the end of the Blackhawks morning skate and the Predators morning skate, and I think he was super shocked walking into the United Center, empty arena, just the teams on the ice, and he was just looking around. And we went and actually sat in our seats for the game, and it was in row 4, and he's like, "Holy smokes, this is close!" And I don't think he realized how big NHL players are and how fast it truly is from that close. So that was a good little taste for the game later that night.
Yeah, that was huge. We got row 4, our tickets, so we could see that, and that's important because when you get down to the ice level, you can actually see these players are moving so fast and the size of them, and you don't see that when you're higher up, really. But he was also really amazed by the Zamboni cleaning the ice in morning skate.
Yeah, that was funny.
He was videotaping it and saying how satisfying it was that the last little strip of snow when that Zamboni would go over it. He loved that. And that part was just enjoyable because typically us showing up at morning skate, we would have been maybe like snoozing a little bit. Like we've seen it 100 times and it's the same thing. But when you bring someone that's never experienced it, then it gets fun because you can see what his reaction was and share that experience with him. Like for me, it was way cooler and more like a greater time just to have that, showing that all off to him. So that was a big positive, just taking him to his first game and everything.
Yeah, you really get the behind the scenes. Morning skates are not very public events.
No.
We've been to a handful of them, and it's just like, I mean, it's a practice. Practices aren't always the most exciting thing, but when you take an outsider to that, and they're like, oh, so they actually skate 7 hours before puck drop or something, and they're going through drills and just staying light, I guess, so they're not sitting around all day. It shows an outsider the true behind the scenes of what goes into a game day.
Yeah. And very
Most people probably don't even know there's morning skates.
probably not.
You realize, because I think you brought this up, just like the difference in like, because I think we were talking about even today, just like how baseball players, like pregame meal is a lot different than hockey, because hockey, like, it's a lot more physical. Obviously, you're using your full body, like you're tired and whatnot. Like adding that morning skate to, like, it's just a long day in general for like those players. Like you said, you're not sitting around all day. Like it's like a very active, hard sport on top of it being like hard to do.
Yeah, I think he loved that aspect of it, and then
He was also really loved when he got that jersey for the first time, the Olson jersey.
That was cool. Special moment for him.
Mm-hmm.
First NHL jersey.
Because they are unique. They are a fun thing to wear around for sure.
Yeah, he was rocking it.
We had 2 8s in the group.
It was so funny when we were I was sitting next to him in like the first period, and it was so funny because he was asking a lot of questions, which was good, and then there was these 2 refs across from us that were in the stands. They're like glass, but they're on the glass.
they're fans dressed as refs.
They're fans dressed as refs, which sometimes happens at games. You get the people wearing the ref uniforms, and he goes to me, he goes, when do those guys come in? And I'm like, oh, like which guys? He's like, those 2 refs over there. And then I look and I see that they're in the stands, and then I'm like, those are just costumes. They're not reffing the game. And he just starts laughing, but which was like not a bad question, because then I actually go to Frizz. I'm like, wait, is there because they could have been backup refs or something. And I'm like, wait, Frizz, do we have backup refs now? Or is like they're right by the gate too? Very realistic spot for that to be the case. So I asked him, and then he's like, nah, those are just
they might have
that's just a
backup.
coincidence, super unique situation, but it just really really kind of added to the experience of
They-
just
yeah.
I don't know
people
if you
dressed
saw
like
it,
They
anything.
definitely have a backup ref, but he's
Yeah.
not sitting in the stands.
like they had
And
helmets
his-
on. They had the helmet on and
Yeah.
everything.
Just
Still.
ready, full
Yeah.
gear, ready to go.
They could have been freaking goal judges at the least, because they were sitting right on the
Mm.
goal line. But I don't know. You probably didn't see it, but we played those refs in the inner or Pictionary game. That's where our opponents were the refs. So we got a little
Tied
up
'em.
and close to the referees,
Yeah,
backup refs.
Pictionary was too easy. The drawings
Yeah.
were all good.
Yeah,
The
I don't
fans
know.
got
Like
'em.
mine, I drew a hot chocolate cup. It really wasn't that good of a photo, like, or picture that I drew. So I don't know how the
The only thing I felt that you're missing is the cup handle.
Yeah.
And the rest was good.
I could have made a mug. I made like a to-go cup. One of those.
I was
cardboard
surprised.
ones.
There were a lot of fans were yelling hot chocolate right when you
Frizz
like,
is-
as you were drawing it even.
Really, Frizz had a sleigh.
Yeah.
I mean, it
That
was,
was
like
funny.
good, but like not good at the
no, it
same
was
time.
not good.
Everyone knew, though.
Yeah.
You had to really mess up for the crowd, because there's a lot
Yeah.
of brains and eyes on that picture.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're bound to get the right answer.
Mm. Yeah, so that was fun doing that game.
How was it
exciting.
going on the ice? We
Yeah.
don't do that too often, so.
That was cool. That was really, really cool. He had no idea that he was going to be shooting the puck in the second intermission at center ice, because Chicago had told us that they had him doing that, and we're like, all right, this is a perfect time to surprise Jackson and let him know at the game that he's going to be going on the ice. So I hid a little card under his seat, and
his reaction was amazing.
yeah, and then he opened it and read what was inside, and he's just like was shocked immediately, like kind of excited, but also I know it made him nervous because we just taught him how to play the morning of, and now he actually is taking some of the skills and going to center ice with it. It was so funny. And then they also had a nice touch when we were down there of bringing him his Greatest Showman jacket, and then he got to wear that when he went onto center ice. None of that was really even planned till the last minute. But then he got to go out there. I think he loved it. He got to shoot 3 times. Unfortunately, he just missed on the last one, but I think that was a really cool. He truly got to experience everything that he could have possibly done at that game. He got to experience, and I think he loved it. It was just, to me, one of my favorite NHL games, I think, for that reason, that I've been at, that I can remember in the past couple of years. Like, that was a top 3 game for me. I'm not sure what you guys thought, but I think it was really fun that we got to give that to somebody and just see him go through it all.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned it in the drive home yesterday, how he'll literally remember that day for the rest of his life, of just like a whole new experience for him. Actually going in and doing things. So like if he goes to another game like without us or whatever, he can literally be like, oh yeah, I was actually on the ice shooting. And
yeah,
then I did the food tour with him, which like I've told people before, it was like I watched his videos originally to see how it's done, and then that was like my inspiration before we went on the our spring break tour for the first time. So that was kind of cool to do that with him too.
Yeah, I mean, we all have experienced going to these games and doing all the in-game activations for the past like 2 seasons. So then taking a step back and providing what we have done and been fortunate enough to do to someone else, like it definitely adds like an extra just like different feeling to go into a game. Like we got to really enjoy the game watching it, and then also watching someone else experience like some very unique hockey related things.
Mm-hmm.
And then another part to it was obviously Bedard. He got to see, and we just got to see Bedard playing, which is awesome because one of the best players in the NHL, or maybe that's the wrong way to put it, but the up-and-coming star, Conor Bedard. It's always fun to see such a young player that's so good play for the first time. I didn't see a lot of him, to be honest, because I was missed the second period with Frizz and his food tour. But, yeah, I don't know what you guys thought of him or saw.
Well, just to back it up 1 second, when I asked Jackson when we were doing the practice morning skate thing, like, who his favorite player in the NHL was, and he said the only player that he like truly knew was Bedard, because like Bedard's been all over the news like the past like 6 months, so he doesn't follow hockey, so that was like all he like really knew about. So that was the only player he knew going into the game, and I guess for us watching it, he is the real deal. Like it's crazy that he's 18 out there and playing against like 30-year-old.
Even in warm-ups when he was doing those one-timers, that was really cool to watch. He was just so smooth with his shot, and he looks just like a skinny little kid, but he can rip it.
It's cool to see just like how confident he is out there. It's like he's only 20-some games into his NHL career, but it looks like he's been there for like many years.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how far he goes.
That's what I saw too. I saw him make plays that were just really chill for him, I guess. Like he would wheel the puck up, and even if he got into a spot where like he couldn't get around someone, he always like he didn't make a turnover. He just would like do something else and like dish it. But it's amazing how big, like who's that big guy on Nashville? That O'Reilly. Like I was looking at O'Reilly, and I could not believe that Bedard could play against a guy like that, because he looks like he would squash you.
Mm-hmm.
He scared me in the stands in the fourth row.
O'Reilly's scary.
He's so scary.
There was a play, because like what I've noticed is that he like tries to, like, regardless of where he is on the ice, like, he'll try to, like, make a play. Like, instead of some players that'll just, like, chip it off the boards. Like, there was one play where he was lugging it up from the D zone, right over the D zone blue line, and he tried to do, like, this, like, nice move. But a guy, like, hit him into another guy, and we're all just like, oh, my gosh. He almost, like, Bedard went head first into a defender that was coming down to blow him up.
Yeah, I saw that.
But,
Yeah. Then I guess just to end off the day with him, we just went to the Blackhawks dressing room, and you got to see down there too, and kind of wrapped up the full experience.
Yeah,
Kind of
super fun.
teed it off with just saying
Even met his first NHL player,
yes, that too. That was fun.
Nick Foligno, the star of the night. Would have been more of a star if they won, but 2 goals from Foligno, it's rare.
he was feeling good after that
Yeah,
game.
he was
happy.
He is a really nice guy.
The one thing that we were all kind of laughing about, and I think Jackson was too, is that for us, like, when we would get done with the hockey game, like, we would spend time in the locker room, like, hang out, just, like, take our time getting out of there. Once that third period, or once the shootout ended, we were down in that locker room, like, within probably 10, 15 minutes, and there was not a soul in there.
I guess from thinking about that now, that makes sense because it sounded like they do media right away before they even get their skates off, most likely. And then they head for a team workout because a lot of NHL teams work out after the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Lawson might know the real reasoning behind that. I know we did it a few times in Superior.
Uh-huh.
But just like the fact that in D3, usually we're sitting around the locker room after, just kind of hanging out, doing whatever, taking our time. But these guys are professionals.
Yeah.
So they have to go maximize their bodies as much as possible to get ready for a game 2 nights later.
We thought it was like a replica room that they brought us into,
Yeah.
acting like it was like their real dressing room. But, yeah, that was cool.
I low-key had no idea who the player was when he came in because I was I don't know if there was an introduction right off the bat, but I missed it. And I knew this guy was on the Chicago Blackhawks, and Will was chatting with him. But I did not know his name, and I was just so scared that I was going to get somehow put on the spot or some kind of question like by him saying something that I would have just been looking like an idiot being like, oh, I don't know who you are. Sorry. So luckily I was like standing back trying to stay out of the conversation. Will was right next to him and took most of the small talk.
I just use his brother as a
Brother.
as a connection.
And
Yeah, we're from
he-
Minneapolis. We see a lot of your brother.
He was instantly, he like opened up right after you mentioned like watching your younger brother play. Because then he started joking like, oh yeah, he got the hair in the family,
Yeah.
which was like pretty funny.
Moose. He called his own brother Moose.
Yeah, I was trying to piece together then who that was because I've heard you say Moose too, but I still didn't know.
Yep, the Folignos, man. They sound like a pretty cool family.
Yeah.
Nice guys.
Yeah,
I think they're loved everywhere they go.
they were good guys.
And it was funny. His son actually was in the in between periods race.
And
That was his son's team.
the funny thing was because I don't know if we were sitting next to each other at the time, but we both saw the Foligno jersey and we were just like, why the heck's this kid wearing a Foligno jersey?
Yeah,
like
I
it just
don't
seemed like a
We did not
like
put that together.
yeah, we didn't put that together at the time, but yeah, his son plays on Dave's cousin's youth team.
Yeah, I saw a clip after the fact that Nick in warm-ups was like signing his kids' team's jerseys and sticks and stuff at the bench. They were all on the bench for warm-ups.
That's sweet.
I guess we didn't walk into warm-ups. We were there for after warm-ups. Oh, no.
No, we
I almost
saw
got
it.
hit with a puck in warm-ups, actually.
Yeah.
Someone flipped a puck to a little kid right in front of us, and me and Cuddy both flinched really hard.
Yeah, that was scary. Cause
Well, there was a time in the game too when someone just like hard rim or hard chip off the glass like right in our angle. And we all like reacted.
we were at the height of the glass, like our seats were.
Yeah.
So like it would be very easy.
We'd have
to
been the
get hit
first-
with a puck. Yeah.
The first people the puck would have hit if it wouldn't go right over the glass.
yeah, but we had Jackson there, so he would have just caught it.
Yeah, with our baseball mitts.
Yeah, overall, just successful time in Chicago. Hopefully we can do it again with other influencers, celebrities, take more people to games. I think that was kind of my recap of it. Was I really want to try to do that again with more people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Yelly and I are having a conversation during the game, actually. We're like, If we can somehow transform where that's kind of our main thing, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Where we just get bigger and bigger celebrities and bring them to a hockey game.
Yeah. I think. I honestly think that we just tapped a little bit of what we did with Jackson, of what we could do, because I know that I was like experimenting a little bit with how do we do it to get us all involved, but it's also super hard because it's like I realize like I have to sit next to him, or whoever it is behind the camera has to be next to him and has to be talking. Like it doesn't really work if it's like he's in between you and like everybody, and then it's like really hard to. So there's like a little. I think we made a good video out of it, and I think there's other ways that everybody can be more involved next time with it. But that was to me really fulfilling. And
and what we were kind of mentioning too is like we've gone to games and we've done all the in-game activations, from t-shirt toss to playing Pictionary or things like that, where it's fun for us, but if we are able to bring someone and let them have those experiences, and we're kind of the ones setting that up, like we did with Jackson in the on-ice shot, that's the next step.
For sure. I had so much fun following him down there.
Yeah.
As he was the one nervous and I was the one talking to him, asking him questions as he's walking on the ice. He gets to shoot it. If I would have shot it, wouldn't have been that cool for me. Like it wouldn't have been like, but that, yeah.
I would say that it's even like a little more of an incentive for teams to bring us out when it's not just like us going there. It's like, okay, we're going, but we're also bringing like a Jackson Olson, who's also like a star in his own right. So it's just like you kind of get more for your buck for like a team standpoint.
Well, yeah. How many people who follow him don't know anything about hockey, and then all of a sudden they're going to see this game he went to, and they're like, oh, that looks fun.
Yeah.
It's our angle, boys.
Exactly. Another cool, just the last thing to that, what was cool with him
Call up the office.
is that a lot of our fans that took photos wanted a photo of him. And I don't know if you realize that funny little moment when every time a fan asked for us for a photo, because Jackson was with us, it's hard to tell do they think Jackson's a hockey guy?
Do they think we're bananas?
Do they think we're bananas? Do they know that Jackson is Jackson from the Bananas, or do they not want him in the photo?
It's a big mix.
And it was like every time like he'd like do the courtesy of stepping out, thinking that they were talking to us, and then usually the person would be like, no, like you come in too. So it was actually really like, and I was walking beside him a lot on the concourse. He had a handful of people just Jackson Olson, Savannah Bananas, and like no one would say anything to me, but just to him, and they'd spot him out.
When we were walking in the Christmas market during the day, it was just me and him walking by each other for a little bit, and some girl came up to him and was like, this is super weird, but are you Jackson Olson? And she took a big picture.
Yeah.
It's
definitely
I was
like
standing there eating space.
Thinking about that, it's like must be
I'm Will from the hockey
like,
guys.
It's different for us. Like we're a group. Like there's 6 of us, or I guess 5 of us. Dave sometimes coming, but like us 5, it's like you get that comforting feeling of being in a group, like him being himself. Like it's definitely I feel like a little harder to have to just like be fully engaged every single time someone comes up. Suppose a girl coming up to us and like talking the frizz, and we're kind of just there, just whatever, listening to you talk to her. So
Love your cookbook.
cookbook.
Are you saucing with Austin?
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, that is me. You should change your TikTok page to Saucing with Austin.
Maybe. It's a thought. You can think about it, but I'll check it out.
Give it a
You
peek.
can just change your whole page to it. You only post about food more normally.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it. We'll see.
You should do it right now.
A foodie.
So that was an awesome Chicago trip. We hope to do it again soon.
We love Chicago.
At different city, new person, new team. Could make it our thing. But something else that we missed while we were around the Chicago area. Did you guys know there's a Taylor Swift themed Christmas house in Naperville, Illinois?
Dude, that's like 10 minutes from Geneva.
Yep.
Naperville is so close to my house.
You're going to have to go there Christmas break.
Is it like some
So-
super fan that put together?
So
a house?
it's a family that normally goes big on Christmas, but this year they wanted to be in their holiday eras.
That's sick.
And
You got a
they
photo?
made, so they have a whole house with different Taylor Swift albums
Wow.
all around the yard. And it is so big and popular that there's thousands of people go to visit, and they
Uh-huh.
have to park somewhere else, and there's a trolley shuttle bus that goes and picks people up because all the neighbors, there's cars filling the whole neighborhood, and there's nowhere to park, so they have to actually designate a bus to
Wow.
go and tour this
Imagine
house.
being the neighbor to that. Oh, that'd be like so annoying.
Yeah, so
all the
that
people out there.
So
every
much for
night.
a peaceful Christmas.
the Swifties are
Clark
out and
Griswold
about.
next door.
You know what would blow that up even more if Taylor Swift like catches wind of it and just like shows
Goes
up
to
there
visit
one
there.
night.
Does a performance
Yeah, it's like
Sings
on
Christmas
stage.
songs.
from the bedroom window.
And something else funny about it
Makes
is
You Belong With Me in the bedroom.
the
okay?
the dad that usually puts up all the Christmas stuff said they had a lot of help from their 18-year-old daughter because she was a little more motivated than usual to
Yeah.
help set up these Christmas
Makes sense.
ornaments. Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
great.
She's
Nice.
decorating the whole house. Well, I wish we would have found that out sooner because that would have been a perfect activity to do with Jackson.
That would have
made the
most sense. Like legit.
Yeah.
That legit would have made sense for both of us as like him making videos, us making videos, to have like a little scene out front of that place.
Yeah, we could have like met in front on the front sidewalk in front of the Taylor Swift eras.
Yeah, you Jackson Olson.
That would have been good. That was a good little topic to bring up for us. That was clever. Good find.
Thank you.
Good find.
Shout out Allie for sending me that.
So we've been making our wait, did you guys made a Superman celebrity team when I was not here?
Superhero, yeah.
Superhero.
Superman actually did not make the roster.
What the heck?
Yeah, I should have.
I actually didn't see the team you made.
I'll
But
have to watch the
I'll,
episode.
I'll watch I'll watch it. Yeah, I'll catch
What are you
back up
doing?
with it. These have been really fun to make, so we're going to rip through a little what is it, Mario Kart?
Mario characters, yeah.
Mario characters.
It doesn't have to be strictly from Kart.
Okay.
Mario World. it's
Mario
been called.
World.
Nintendo World.
I'm trying to
Nintendo
think of
World.
who's a part of Nintendo World.
We got
That's not-
Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Bowser, Toad, Yoshi, Waluigi,
Baby Bowser.
Wario,
Ghost.
Ghost Man.
Ghost.
Boo,
hey?
sorry, Boo.
Boo.
That's his name, Boo.
Boo.
Mhm.
Are they able to use their like power ups?
Oh yeah.
The game?
Oh,
Heck
yes,
yeah.
yes,
That's
yes.
I got.
That's their
there's-
attributes.
There's
Yeah.
one player that we cannot
Dumb
just
question.
go without, and that's Bowser. He was my absolute favorite character. I played him Mario Kart every single time.
He's the slowest one. So
He's
he definitely
slow.
didn't
Slow.
win.
Yeah.
But he's just fun to play with because he throws those freaking big shells. Yeah, I had Tandy or defenseman.
I think Donkey Kong's
Bruiser.
got big lefty
yeah, I like
man.
Donkey as D too.
I was just looking here. I'm looking at Wario right now, and
Big
I would
boy.
actually be so scared to play opposing team with Wario on it. I would want to kind of just untie my skates and head home.
I think Wario's a good winger. He's a
Yeah.
scary forward on
He's
the
kind of
forecheck.
like
Nick Paul.
I don't want to throw the name out there. I can't throw it, but he reminds me of a player I played in juniors. Played for the Portage Terriers. I'll leave it at that.
Ooh.
You know,
Faulkner, Knob.
yeah.
You're calling? Are you saying it on public record? Victor Knob is Wario.
No. The first one he said.
Oh, yeah.
I always loved racing
Terrified
with
of him.
Yoshi. Yoshi was one of my
Well,
favorites.
Mario's got to be the center.
Yeah, he's center, right down the pipe.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking like
Are we going Bowser and net? Or
Yeah.
Donkey
I
Kong?
think Bowser and net. Donkey Kong seems a bit more
Defender.
like a actual,
Big skating.
a little more mobile, I would say.
Yeah. But plus Bowser already has that gear on, that shell. He
True,
just
true.
Turn around.
Natural
He
goalie.
plays backwards.
So we got a big winger. We got a good goalie in Bowser, and you got Donkey Kong. You said he was right winger with
He's D.
Mario. Or
DK's
sorry,
on D.
DK's D, and then Mario's up the pipe, middle, center. So we need a left winger.
Who's the other D?
Do we get Luigi in as like the Sedin
I don't
bros?
know, man.
Luigi.
We need like a little guy. We need like a Toad up there, a small, skilled guy.
Diddy Kong, father and son.
Where we putting Wario up forward?
Yeah,
no, scary
Wario's
guy.
a winger, right winger.
I think Luigi is kind of like.
I don't know. I never liked that guy.
I didn't like playing with him either. I'll be honest.
That lengthy guy. Waluigi, yeah.
Let's see what else we got here.
We need a coach too.
Coach. We need a coach.
Kind of like Yoshi as coach.
Yoshi would be a good coach.
He's
Yeah.
a good mind.
Yeah, kind of reminds you of like St. Louis on the bench.
Yeah, for sure. A little Hall of Famer, a little player,
Yeah.
good with the players, knows how to talk to them. What's Peach's
I feel
superpower?
like Princess Peach would also be a good coach.
What's her superpower?
She's just
She
the
has the
queen.
star.
She has the heart. She has
Yeah,
health.
Yeah, we need that as a coach. Health.
So Yoshi's getting fired.
Why? So she doesn't get hit in the head on the bench with the puck.
No, she can dish out hearts to the players. Revive them.
Princess Peach is our new coach. We need a forward and a D.
Forward and D. I think father-son duo on the back end with Diddy and Donkey.
Oh,
Diddy's like the Makar on the back end.
Yeah,
Smooth.
that's what I was
Diddy
thinking. I like the
Kong.
father and son.
Welcome to the
duo.
team.
The Makar and the Taves.
Who's gonna be our other star forward? We need a
Devin
star.
Taves.
We
Yeah.
got Mario. He's just like the classic captain center. Wario's the scary enforcer. We need a
We need a
stud.
fast guy. Toad? Toad's fast. Yeah,
Toad.
Toads.
Definitely Toad.
Toad, okay.
You
Good
got a
idea,
shot down
Cuddy.
my Toad
I
earlier.
didn't hear that. That's
said-
that's a good team. Holy smokes, that's a good team.
You
That's-
guys said Toad was a runt when I brought him up. I said we need a small, skilled forward.
I don't think you brought him up, man.
I brought
No,
Toad up
I don't
100%.
think I
No,
said
I
Toad.
think you were
So-
talking about
No. We're gonna
baby
rewind
Bowser.
this. No. We're rewinding the tape, and I said let's get a small, skilled Toad. And you guys like no, he's gonna get bullied out there.
We got a good team here.
A lot of these characters I've never heard of towards the bottom here.
Here's our roster. Coached by Princess Peach, the Mario character hockey team is loaded up with Mario, of course, as a captain right down the center. We got Wario as our enforcer on the right wing. He's terrifying. He's going to be in there yucking it up in the
Grinding it out.
corners.
He's a scary looking guy.
On the left, we have Toad. He's going to be our speedster, making tons of plays, setting up
Crafty.
the fellas for some goals. On D, we got the father-son duo of Donkey and Diddy Kong. They have amazing chemistry. One's tiny, one's large. They're going to be pretty tough to get around and moving pucks up very nicely. And then that simple pick, he's shielded up, biggest guy out there, Bowser. But, you know,
boy.
he's got some anger issues, so he lets in a few goals. It might be an issue, but
You think he's gonna slam his stick on the goalpost,
he
break
might.
it over the crossbar?
He doesn't really get along with his teammates either, so it'd be interesting.
He makes some funny noises too.
Yeah, he's going to be scary back there. That's a good squad.
I actually do have a little correction because I knew it
Mm.
wasn't quite right, but it is not a father-son duo. Diddy Kong is Donkey Kong's nephew.
Oh, that's
nephew.
cool. That's cool.
That's a
Mhm.
cooler story, I
Yeah.
think. You're playing with your nephew.
Playing with Unk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
I don't
that.
think I've ever played with Diddy Kong ever in any game.
He's good. He's reliable.
Skilled.
This team will bring us to the Mushroom Cup,
Yes.
100%.
For the Star Trophy.
The Star Trophy.
What CC race are we going?
But it's going to be scary when you
Mirror mode.
play at Rainbow Rink.
That was the worst map ever.
Oh, I hate Rainbow Road. It's so hard.
Donkey Kong's map's the best when you get shoot out of that cannon.
DK Mountain.
Yeah, you're good at that one. I feel like.
He has a shortcut though.
That was a track where I would win, like guaranteed, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I was so good at DK Mountain against you guys.
Is that cube still
Yeah,
operational?
yeah, I think so.
We should play it in here.
Yeah, we should play it again.
Those games are worth a lot of money. They're really
I
hard
know.
to
I
find.
think I
Mario
paid
Party.
$60 for Mario Kart.
Mario Party's even more. It's like 100.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that could be part of our holiday party.
I think if we
Play
ever
some
upgrade our
Mario Kart.
office, if we ever like upgrade and like truly get an office where we can have like a lounge room with a TV and a couch.
Bring it
That's
back.
gotta
That's
be.
how we settled debates.
That's gotta be in there.
Racing.
Let's take it to the road. You have to win a circuit to be right.
That's what you get out of the overtime hours.
Loser packs packages.
Yep.
Overnight shift.
Yeah, you got the third shift because you lost.
What do you got for us for the fan favorite of the week, sir?
It's on my phone, so if anyone else has one queued up right away, go
Fan
ahead.
favorite
Give me a second here.
from Martin Yell.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, we're just coming off of that long road trip down to Chicago, there and back. The fan favorite question. So that was just to add some context to the question, but the fan favorite of the week is: who would you least want to be stuck in a car with on a road trip, and why? Out of this group, and you had to give a reasoning why you don't want to be in that car with that particular person.
This is the thing. I can't say. I would enjoy everybody. That's the
Yeah.
thing. I would enjoy everybody. Everybody one-on-one, just to hang out in a car would never be bad. What a
Yeah.
stumper. What a stumper of a question, man.
Yeah, I'd rather 100%. I would always take someone to be in a road trip with than just being alone, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Not always for me. Are you talking about this group or always hasn't?
This group.
Yes. Okay.
So here.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like just in general.
Oh, no.
Like sometimes I like driving alone
Mhm.
a lot. And it's nice because I can throw on what I want to listen to or like
Yeah.
not. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't really have an answer for that.
So like the premise of the question was more so just like in the natural state of how like the characters within the car on this trip. So for instance, like if I were to answer this question, it'd be like, oh, it'd probably be Lawson because he had his headphones on the whole trip and didn't have anyone to talk to, like something like that. Or it could be Frizz, he was sleeping the whole way. That was kind of like where I was going with it in the question, but we could.
No, that's good. I like that. Yeah, I think then in that case, I think Cuddy was fun, so I'll keep him. I'll keep him driving if I'm riding shotgun.
What's up, Cud?
Yeah, like I think the sleeping. Frizz slept.
I think Frizz slept the most out of the group.
I slept like half an hour.
I didn't
both
actually fall
days.
asleep for 1 minute.
Trying to think again on this road trip.
It was such an easy trip. It was
An
like-
easy
yeah.
trip. Anyone? What do you got? Come on, speak up.
I don't got anything. I had I don't have anything.
Don't have.
I know
We had conversations and we need to have conversations. We were quiet when we wanted to be quiet.
Yeah.
It was just too
Played
I don't
phone
know.
games
This is
when
hard.
phone games needed to be played.
We like
We
what?
switched up the genre of music when it started to get dull.
Wait, do you have you chose me?
No, I was just giving you guys examples because it was like you guys were taking it too literally. Because obviously, like we all want to be on a road trip together. Like it was more so just like the characters in the trip. Like if
The
you're gonna be
least
stuck in a car going to
character.
Chicago. Like obviously, I would probably not choose Lawson because he had his headphones in and like wanted to talk to someone.
So that's your choice?
Yeah, that was like the idea of like
Suck it, Lawson.
Lawson
Yeah.
worked the whole time.
Choose me again. Someone else choose me then.
I don't know. I would, just someone who wasn't chatting, which I guess would be Frizz or Lawson.
Yeah. If Frizz wasn't sleeping, he was watching Netflix. That's
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Tough
I
I'll
like
choose,
chatter.
I'll
Yeah.
choose Frizz then too. Sorry.
That's fair. I wasn't. I was in the back. I just wanted to chill, be in my own little
It was
space.
tough to talk in the back seat.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
couldn't hear anything up front.
even driving. When you were driving and like Frizz and Will were talking in the back, I couldn't hear a thing. So hard.
Yeah, that
to-
back speaker is OP.
It's too loud. Hey.
Oh,
Can we
man.
put it to the back?
Well, I tried at first when I started my shift at driving. It was just the corner speaker.
I don't even know if it mattered.
That's where
'cause
I
Yelly,
moved it.
Yelly was
I
turning it
moved
up.
it
I
there.
figured you did.
Yelly was turning the volume up to like 25 out of 30 every time. So I don't know if it mattered where the
I
speaker
never
was.
actually brought it over 11.
Yeah,
was
it was
never over
only
11.
it was under 12. The whole
I never
time.
brought it over 12.
On the way down?
The whole time. I
Oh,
never brought it
yeah.
over 12 when I was
Yeah.
up there.
Well, I saw 24, so
I don't know who did
I
that.
don't know.
Gotta,
Maybe
you,
I
You
did.
could be my witness because I was actually certain on that.
I was just saying those speakers are loud.
But hey, that surround system, how you
Jarvis,
can bring it
loudspeakers.
to like a particular speaker is actually crazy.
We had now that we're working with Celsius. We have cases of Celsius, so I think we packed a ton of Celsius and we ran out on the way home. Which I was gonna say, it's also why I kind of might choose Frizz now, because Frizz would only take like half sips, and I usually get the leftovers of Celsius. So by the end of the drive on the way home, I was just asking guys around who had like half drinking cans of Celsius that I could just get a little bit of drops on my tongue.
That's
Yeah.
so rare that you can only drink a little.
I ended up buying a Celsius too.
Me
'cause
too.
during my driving shift, and then I come out and Yelly's in the driver's seat, and I'm like, oh, I'm still gonna drink this.
I have
Gabe
battles
Wilson
with
half.
caffeine. It's like I'll plan when I want a nap or something like that. So I'm just not gonna have like a full thing, or I'll just have some of it after. And
I could probably drink one and still feel tired.
yeah, you did get one, and then like probably 45 minutes later, I saw your head down for a
But
little bit.
Mostly the things that tire me out or keep me awake are like my actions. If I'm sitting in a car, no matter how much caffeine I put in my body, I'm going to feel tired.
Yes.
Sometimes I can be like that on a plane.
But if I chug a Celsius and we're running around Chicago, I'm going to be wide awake.
yeah.
I wonder how long we could actually legit go for a road trip for.
I think for a while.
Coast to coast.
I think we could coast. I think we could go from Nunavut to Corpus Christi.
Whoa.
It's a long time. I'd run
That would
out of
be
data.
terrible. Those locations would be horrible. Just boom to boom. Let's go east-west.
Plus, you're in the Midwest the whole way too.
Yeah, it's so boring.
And if we had the RV, dude, we could go around the world.
Oh yeah, RV. I'm talking like car, like that.
yeah, put it on a
car.
Navy ship.
Yeah, just park it on a ship and go.
We wouldn't even leave it. We'd just sit
Asia.
there. Be on a ship in the RV.
Maybe one day we'll go on a multi-dayer.
That'd be tough to drive in those small European
It's kind of
roads.
like we did on the spring break tour. We went halfway, basically.
Mm-hmm.
A little under halfway. It wasn't in one stint, but that was probably the longest continuous trip. And we weren't even in a car the whole time. We flew part of it.
You guys ready for a riddle?
Sure.
Yes.
Bring it.
All right.
Bring it, you bum.
Speaking of riddles, quickly, I
Bub?
told some amazing riddles on the car ride too.
You did have some good riddles.
Good riddles.
Stump the guys.
Good riddles.
Yeah, these aren't going to be that detailed.
Bring it on, bub.
What's lighter than a feather but is impossible to hold for much more than a minute?
Oh, I got this. I think I've heard of this one, actually.
Your breath.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
going to say, breath. I was going to say if I were to
Correct.
say that I was
Nice,
wrong. I'd be an
quick.
idiot.
Nice.
Want to hear another one?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, give us a real one.
Well, this one's not much better. What has many keys but cannot open a single lock?
Piano.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gosh.
How did you know that?
It's an
Piano
oldie.
keys.
It's an oldie.
Yeah, but you don't play piano.
I took piano for 3 years.
You did,
Yeah.
What songs can you play?
and you
Could play
forgot
the-
it all.
I could play the Star Wars theme song. I could play Don't Stop Believin'. I could play Kids, MGMT.
You're telling
That's
me.
so random.
How did you take piano for 3 years, but you can't get tempo of music when
It's
we
a
do
while
lip
ago.
syncing videos? Because that goes hand in hand. That's a big reason of why I know like I can pick song tempo up the beats and then sing it is because of piano lessons. But we just learn different things, I guess.
Yeah, my brain isn't. It was a battle.
thing
My
called?
left hand.
Or were you just really bad? Like
No, I could play. I could play, but
3 years and he learned
What's the
3
little thing-
songs.
what's
well, that's the
little
ones I
thing
like
called?
memorized. The metronome.
Metronome? That's the metronome?
yeah.
Yeah,
You did that song where you go,
Don't stop.
yeah. It was really hard for me to be both hands, but
It's
it,
ve-
was-
it's
it took
that's
a while.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not
a-
like one of my friends could sit down and just shred the thing, but I can't do that. 3 years every Monday after school.
Maybe in 2024 we should all learn to play an instrument.
I think that's pretty cool.
I've tried.
We could have
I've
a
tried
band.
The trumpet,
We could have a
the
band then.
harmonica, the guitar, just not musically. I've tried the keyboard.
I think you
Just
should learn
hard.
the triangle because that would be helpful for like content.
I've tried to
It-
learn percussion too. I can't keep a beat to save my life.
Yeah, drumming, I can't.
Drumming's hard.
But yeah, we have next on the list, no bad hockey questions.
Nice.
And we got
But
one
yeah,
this
we
week.
don't.
You guys let us down a little bit. I'm going to look directly at you when I say that. Get those questions in on the comments of the TikTok, of the Instagram. But the main one we are going with for the week comes from Kylie. What is everyone's favorite NHL stadium? Even though,
First of all, Kylie,
Arena.
yes, let's
it's a
correct
big
her.
pet peeve of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey teams play in arenas, not stadiums. Stadiums are massive, massive
Much bigger.
baseball, football. Stadiums, NBA, NHL play in arenas
Yes.
What makes
or
the
centers.
okay? Is that because technically they're always going to be called that on the building, as in
United Center.
do you like? Do you
It's
know what
how
I'm
they're
saying?
built.
It is how they're built.
Or is that so? There technically
just look
is
it up.
a stadium. There's things that qualify a stadium versus an arena.
Mhm.
Correct.
Okay, so I didn't even know that. I just thought like the sport in general, in terms, just would term like baseball stadium and football stadium.
Yeah, it's literally just the
Stadiums
size.
are just bigger.
That is so cool because I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that there's like, because it's bigger, you get awarded the stadium term.
Yep.
I never knew that till now.
Stadiums are just bigger.
All right. It's a great an answer, and now I'll hold the. I'll be a stickler on
There
that
can
with
be
you.
indoor
Yeah.
stadiums. There
And
can be
for
indoor
the
or outdoor
most part-
stadiums, but yeah.
For
Is
the
it the
most part,
shape?
for the most part, stadiums are all outdoors. That's where it originally started.
Indoor, out.
Olympics, soccer.
I was gonna say
rugby.
another difference too is like usually arenas are like a bowl shape,
Mhm.
whereas stadiums they could be like
could be
just
broken.
two-sided or
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
open areas.
But yeah.
So when you think of basketball and hockey, arenas.
Centers.
But anyway, sorry, Kylie. That's just another lesson in the question.
Yes. So what is everyone's favorite NHL arena? I haven't. There's still a lot I haven't seen.
I love the United Center in Chicago, but my favorite arena is going to have to be Madison Square Garden.
I think my favorite is going to have to be UBS Arena. The
I like that
Islanders
one,
one.
too.
That still is. I just love that
No,
place.
it's great. We were talking about a sleeper arena, Columbus.
Yeah.
Really?
It is a sleeper arena. It's a nice rink, and it's in a like clean area all around too. It's just a nice. But anyways,
You didn't like it?
Are we talking about the concourse part too, or just
everything,
Yeah,
everything
everything?
about
Okay,
it.
everything. Then I would disagree with that one.
I
Well,
thought
it's not
just-
my favorite. I'm just saying it's a
sleeper.
good
I wouldn't
rink.
even-
Sleeper.
Okay.
Oh, you hate
But
that.
my-
I wouldn't rank it a sleeper.
Whatever, can't appreciate little things.
MTS Bell Center, or whatever it's called now, is not
No.
even a sleeper.
I
No,
love
that's true. It's-
Tampa's arena.
I was gonna say Tampa's my
I
favorite.
think that's cool.
I don't know if it's Amelie or
Amelie.
Amelie.
Yeah.
I think
Emily.
Florida's is kind of meh.
Panthers.
Florida's is
It's
average.
It's just weird how like disconnected it is from any area. Like it's such a jaunt to get out to that arena.
Yeah, UBS or Tampa's.
Here's
my
another one
favorite.
that's kind of a sleeper that we've only been to once is Detroit's. What's that one called?
No, that's not a sleeper.
Little
that's
Caesars.
A, that's
That's
a
a
top
legit-
5.
that's
Yeah.
legit.
Will Caesars.
Yeah, we just haven't
a
explored.
That might be
juggernaut.
that might be my number one.
Yeah, that's
There
a
you
great
go.
one.
It could be my number one too.
I just
We
don't
gotta
remember it as
explore
well
more.
as like it was so long ago.
Mine's United Center. That was the first rink I've ever been to, and probably the most by a good amount now. Went to a lot of games growing up, and then now, fortunately, I've been to 2 with the THE crew, and it's historic.
I think crypto though is fancy. Like I like that one, and because like the inside of it where the box seats are, there's so many levels of
Yeah.
exclusive suites that are very made uniquely that doesn't look like any other arena. Like, is it the Mercedes-Benz part? Is that what? I don't know. It could be. Maybe I'm totally
In crypto?
making something up, but they do have these levels of suites. So I thought crypto was cool, which is why like that one. And I like UBS because of the cool things like the Heineken Lounge
Yeah.
at the first. Well, they have the terrace, so that's unique. But even the suite that we were in, that was like center. That was like ice level. So they got,
UBS's concourse is cool too because it's kind of modeled after the subway.
yeah, and that's what I really enjoy about arenas, which is why I like don't throw Chicago in there because to me it's not. It's so similar to the other ones that way. I don't know.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair.
That's I like the large ones that are like
Yeah, United Center. You know,
got some cool things to
you
them.
got to think. You rate it from how cool the jumbotron is to the seats to the concourse to the I don't know the light show if you want to go that far.
Yeah. Well, they freaking national anthem.
National
that,
anthem. Oh, man.
what's his name put on was
Yeah,
insane.
that stuff is crazy.
Their intro has changed a good amount from when I remember it. It used to be like that. It was the same one for many, many years. It's different now, though.
Yeah, they got Bedard highlights in there now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Cuddy were counting the Bedard highlights in the intro.
And he's only played 20
like
games.
4 or
Eh?
5.
He's only
Yeah.
played 20 games.
It was funny seeing him in the Christmas sweater too.
Yeah.
Like as play was going on.
That's juggernaut marketing
Yeah.
there. That's all people want to see.
That-
That arena.
That jumbotron kind of annoyed me a little bit in Chicago though, because the only way to see it from how low our seats were was from the little screen on the.
We were
end.
at a
that
bad
was
angle.
cool though. That was a nice
That's why
touch.
they
I
have
thought.
that.
Yeah, I know, but it just wasn't big enough.
Or were you just too close to the ice?
Because no, the
Yes.
one at the XL was fine. You can see the big screen perfectly
was
fine from that
smaller.
angle.
The Hawks one's huge.
Yeah, it is huge.
It's big.
Quit chirping it. You didn't have fun at the game because you couldn't watch TV.
Couldn't
That-
see the replay.
that's
Just
one-
don't even come next time.
That's one knock with those seats when you're so close. Like, it is annoying not being able to see, like, the far end.
Yeah.
Where you got to look up and watch it, but that's the one bad. There's only one little bad thing. It's that it's hard to see the corner on the far end.
We could do a little test sometime if we ever go to if we do another morning skate, we can go and pick our favorite seat in the house or something like that, or find the most perfect seat to watch an NHL game.
Because glass seats are not good.
They all have like different perks.
Yeah,
perks
because
and
me and
negative
Will
things.
found these two guys were sitting in between the benches.
Mhm.
Was it the benches or penalty box?
Benches.
Yeah.
And
That-
it was
yeah.
like there was only 2 seats in there, and there was 2 guys sitting in there. Like, how was that view?
It's like at Fenway Park, those seats that are legit behind the,
The pole,
poles.
yeah.
Yeah, that was insane.
You're peeking your head around the pole every
Those
pitch.
have to be the worst seats in sports.
Yeah.
There's a guy on TikTok who makes videos about the worst seats in
Does he?
arenas and stadiums.
He took our idea already.
He like buys it on purpose. He'll buy it and go to a game, make a video about
And
it.
just chirp it or what? It's funny.
Isn't there
There's some
seats in
college
Calgary's
football
rink?
stadiums that there's
You can't
seats
see
where
the
it's
ice.
literally a pole right in front of you.
Well, dude, when we went to Little Caesars, we were above the banners and stuff.
Yeah, that was high.
We were higher than the Oregon player,
and,
hey?
and the jumbotron we could see on top of it.
Yeah.
That was good.
End
That's
off
good.
this episode.
I got a little plug.
Okay.
What were you gonna end it off with?
I was gonna say to end off this episode, each guy's gonna name the next person that they would like to take to
I
an
like
NHL
that.
game,
I like that.
and no one can have the same answer.
Isaac Rochelle.
I knew you would pick
I
that.
had to get that
He was
guy
in my
out of
head.
there first.
All right, Isaac Rochelle from Cuddy.
It's a good one, man. It's a good one.
Frizz, I know what Frizz's answer already, so
Yeah.
I'll let you just say it.
The Pointer Brothers.
Pointer Brothers, and that would be
that'd be fun.
That'd be a super fun one. I was thinking of this too because I think the person, it's hard to like a realistic one, but I guess one that would be fitting for the new experience of hockey. And I even would include like, let's say we're skating with them that day too, like
Mhm.
that, which would be so fun to do with Isaac.
Yeah.
No,
Say it.
You have no idea what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say
Oh.
someone I think would be really cool. Honestly, if this was our series, maybe by the 5th or 6th one, I think Noah Beck would be sweet because he was a soccer player. I think we could do that with
I
him.
thought you were gonna say Tate.
No, but I thought of that. I'd let someone else take that.
Should be good. I'm gonna have to go with a young actor who is he's been on the scene for a long time, but I think he's young. He looks young. He's the new Willy Wonka, Timothy Chalamet.
That would be a hard pull-off, but that'd be awesome.
That's on the
Timothy.
list. It's on the bucket list. I want to see him on skates.
I got 2. I was thinking Brianna chicken fry,
I like that.
or Jack Harlow.
Oh.
That'd
No,
be
chicken
funny.
fry would be legitimate. That's my legit answer. That'd be cool.
Zach Bryan, I think, too.
Zach Bryan, yeah.
Both of them.
A little harder to bring a +1.
These are getting a little far-fetched.
Brianna chicken fry, I don't think it's that far-fetched.
I think the thing is,
I think so.
that you got to think about is that there's a lot of power when you have a series that is your thing that no
Mhm.
one else has. Like the running girl, way smaller than us, started like she's gotten Noah Beck, Jason Nat, like all those
Oh,
people,
really?
right? And that's just like asking someone to run with you, and it's like her thing and her bit. So when you have like examples of it, and then you like just pitch it to them or whatever, like, hey, if you're in the area, would you like to do this bit, whatever? People say yes to that stuff. So that's where I think if you have examples and it's rolled out a few times, then it's just about reaching out and pitching it. And Jonas Brothers, like we have contacts with,
Yeah.
You know,
with their
technically,
thing.
this is the second time we did this.
I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't do it the right way though. I wish we would have done it a little. Like I
Yeah.
wish we would have done it like this. That's another good one. But wait, did you say one? Oh yeah, Timothy.
Said Wonka.
We all got one. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Comment who you'd like to see next when you start seeing these videos pop up.
I think Isaac's our next target. Legit, like a realistic target.
That or the
Or Henry and Mike.
yeah.
But yeah. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I just want to note that you have a little bit more time to check out nobad.store because we have some beanies still here on the shelf. We have some crew necks on the shelf. And as Frizz mentioned, our t-shirts are coming back. So be sure to check it out and make the warehouse boys do some work because we want to pack your orders. We want to write you a little note and we appreciate it in advance. We have beanies, crew necks, and sticker packs as of right now on the site, still live. You order it, I'll see it, and pack it same day.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Wow, that is a great pitch.
No bad
Great.
dot store.